Hello guys and welcome back to Train Simulator 2015 with Swanadro Modeler. We have two members of our team with us today. It's me, James, and Ollie. Now, what train are we going to be driving today, Ollie?
Well, we're going to be driving the class 442 on the scenario Seaside Flyer, so we're going to be driving from Gatwick to Brighton on the Brighton main line.
So let's just load it up. Scroll down. And here it is, it's a Seaside Flyer. It's nice and easy, 30 minutes, easy. Gatwick Express have introduced extension services that run down to Brighton, peak times only, that is. First train running this service leaves today and you are in the driving seat. In addition to this, we have been given permission to complete for a world attempt on the fastest travelling train. Now that's wrong. This train has the world speed record for the world's fastest third rail train, but not the world's fastest travelling train. I think it's 108, isn't it? 108. But this scenario says the world's fastest high-speed train of the third rail is 104, just so you can do it, yeah? And it lets you get up to 108. So let's see how this goes, and we'll get in.
So here we are at Gatwick Airport Station, class 377 pulling out next to us. We're going to be driving this quite fast service from here in Gatwick via Preston Park to Brighton, and we're going to try and break the third rail speed record at the same time. So, welcome to the first class 442 Gatwick Express, running the first extension service down to Brighton. Today we've been given permission to compete for the world third rail speed record. The current record is 108, although it says 104 here, so that we can get up to 108 and feel like we've done something special. And when we're instructed, we will see how fast we can get 108.
So, let's just get the doors open. The doors kind of swoosh open nicely. It's actually a really nice door animation. It's fully licensed, this train. It's got the full Gatwick Express livery, It'd be quite funny if they couldn't put Express on it. It's hardly really need that much license, it just says Express. And inside the cab, there's lots of nice features. Just get the train into 4 because we need to get going because it is a career scenario. We have different brake modes, which we have. So we have aero, pneumatic, and we have air brake. So I can switch between them wherever I like. And then this is obviously my throttle, a bit like a 455. The sounds are bang on like a 455. DRA I've got here. There's my DRA isolation next to it as well. I've got a sander over there. I've got a fan here, so I can have really fast or really slow. Also have different types of. Oh, right, let's get our doors closing. Doors are getting closed. So yeah, we probably should be heading off now. So brakes are going to have to go off. Now you'll notice the brakes will pause coming off, and I have to switch over the modes to let the rest of the brake off. So now we can just pull out nice and slowly. So I'll get a nice shot of it coming out like this. You may notice my specs are slightly lower than usual in these videos, just because the London to Brighton route does usually kill my computer. But because we have to do this video on the London to Brighton, I have to lower my specs just so we can get it nice and flowing. We're chasing aspects, double yellow that seems. So now Ollie's going to tell us a little bit about the history of the train.
Yeah, well first of all I'll talk a little bit about the technical specifications. This was one of the first multiple units to have 23 metre long carriages, which is why you will notice at most stations it will stop at the 12 car marker, not the 10 car marker, because a 12 car train, say a 377 12 car train, is a little over 240 metres. This train, in its configuration as 10 cars with just over 23 metre long carriages, is about 240 metres as well. So this train will stop at the 12 car marker, not the 10. And then, talking a little bit about the history, these trains were first introduced in 1988 and are based on the Mark III stock. So these trains, if you have a look at the outside of the train, these are actually Mark III carriages with just electric doors.
I think they look really much more like a Mark IV, really. They do, don't they?
Yes, depends how you do. The Mark IVs have a slightly size.
Oh yeah, they do, don't they?
Anyway.
Oh, another big thing which I forgot to mention about the train is the fact that you can change destination board. You see the destination board is currently displaying London Victoria. I can change that because we're actually going to Brighton. It can do not in service, London Bridge, Hastings, Gatwick Airports, Bedhampton, Eastbourne, going to Depot, East Croydon, and Brighton, which is where we're going to. We'll just leave it on that. So yeah, also another good thing is the wiper. Look at the wiper. Look, it's really nice and kind of swooshy. Look at it. It's much better than like usual ones because it actually looks real. Because usually the ones are just really metallic and they go. But this one's really, really nice and kind of slows down as it comes to the end. And also you can stop it at either end. If you look, it slows down as you end. Look, it goes whoop, and you can stop it at either end. So you can stop it on the outside and the inside as well. So I think that's really nice. Just little details, which I find nice.
So, talk a little bit about the Gatwick Express operation. Gatwick Express currently owns all 24 of the Class 442s in the world, and indeed the country and the franchise. And it has recently been incorporated into the Govia's Thameslink, Southern and Great Northern, as well as Gatwick Express franchise. So it's all in with that. So it's the same train operating company that does Southern as with the 377 2 right. And they operate a quarter-hourly service between London Victoria and Gatwick Airport, with certain peak time services extended down to Brighton to ease congestion south of Gatwick Airport. This is one of these services. Another such example, and one of the most famous trains in the country for being perpetually late, is the so-called 7:29 service. I say so-called because it is famous for never having arrived at London Victoria at its allotted time of 7:29. Recently, there was a documentary featuring that train service, and since Southern have amended the timetable so that it seems
it arrived later. It arrived. Essentially, it departs at the same time, but arrives later, so it's got a better chance of being on time. So I think it's actually arrived on time now for the first time ever. It's arrived on time. I think recently, because the May timetable changes is when it happened. We need to just slow down for this 80 limit now.
And yeah, one timetabling. One interesting note about the timetable. South of Gatwick Airport, these trains are technically operated by Southern, just by Gatwick Express. So north of Gatwick Airport, there are Gatwick Express trains operating in a separate unit, whereas this train is currently operating a Southern service to Brighton.
So it will say Southern service too?
Yes, so technically in Brighton all of the trains are Southern.
Really? So it will never say Gatwick Express service to London Victoria?
No, it'll be, hence, that's why it doesn't say Gatwick Express on the side anymore. It just says Express because they don't all go to Gatwick, but they're not all Gatwick Express services.
You're right, look. It's not because they haven't got the branding, it's actually because it does actually say that in real life.
Because if the 460 trains, which these trains replaced on this line in 2008, did say Gatwick Express on them.
Oh wow, it's a bit of jolt there coming into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Right, getting up to 90 now. Now we're in the tunnel. Let's have a look at the passenger view.
So, I am a little bit disappointed with what they've done here. I'm going to skip the obvious part and look at the interconnecting car door, which you will see has a very out-of-date London Connections map back when various things hadn't yet happened. So, that aside, I'm going to point out the interior. Now, the sounds from this train were all copied off the South West Trains 455, and evidently so was the seating arrangements, because these trains have the same pattern on their seats as the South West train, as they did with their South West Trains operation. Which is why, given that this is a new train, I think it is kind of annoying that they've done that and copied the South West Train seating as well.
Because since they haven't actually done the South West Trains interior ever, they never actually have done one. So the fact what they've made, they've actually had to put effort in to copy this over, because they've never done this before. It's not like they've actually copied it. They have actually never done this type of train, this type of interior before. So they've actually purposely, made effort to get it wrong. Okay, we're now chasing aspects.
But other than that, you may notice there were suitcases and quite detailed signs on the passenger view. So up there is a suitcase on the luggage rack, which I think is quite good, given that this is a Gatwick Express train, so there's far more luggage on the front. And how to make a paper aeroplane, a big warning suddenly. But yes, kind of
okay.
We're starting to hit aspects now, which is because of the 377 ahead of us, I probably should think. So yes. I might talk a little bit about the history of the train. Introduced in 1988 by what was then
Network South East.
They replaced.
Or what was then Network Northeastern? Was it Northeastern or was
No,
it
it was
Southeastern? Network
Southeastern.
Southeastern.
Back in BR days and Network Southeastern days.
What's the big bridge?
Oh yes, this is one of the most famous viaducts. Famous because nobody knows its name is always there anymore.
I don't know. Everybody loves going over it, but just don't know what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, these trains replaced an interesting setup. These trains replaced an interesting setup of 4 VEPs, unpowered, and then loco-hauled south of Southampton in order to reach the unelectrified Brighton branch.
Crap.
These unpowered 4 VEPs were hauled by 33 locomotives.
Class 33.
Class 33 locomotives, and they were north of Southampton known as 40C units.
No, the VEP, the unpowered VEPs were called 40C.
And then when they were hauled by 33, by class 33s, they were 40C units.
No, they were called the VEPs, the kind of unpowered units, which the 33s were hauling, were called the 40Cs.
I said that first. Anyway, and this.
This is my area of expertise. I've got an A level on this.
Well, anyway, in 1988, these came after a large reorganisation of rolling stock in that area. So the line to Weymouth has recently been electrified, meaning these were the first electric multiple units.
Hey, whoa.
Weymouth.
Shush. Train manager. It's train manager. Ooh.
So, you have the go-ahead to attempt the world speed record for Croydon rail trains.
Brilliant.
You will need to slow down and return back to speed by Hasselhoff's.
Oh my gosh, we actually get to go faster than the speed limit. Oh my god. Wow.
So,
The Electro star that we were following has gone ahead of us now, so we get to go fully power. Oh my gosh. We're actually doing it. Oh my god. Wow.
just a small insight into James's home.
Wow. I'm so excited. I get to go faster than anybody's ever gone on the London and Brighton. And in fact, well, legally that is. Legally.
The London to Brighton speed run, which was carried out in just over 45 minutes between London Bridge and Brighton, only reached 100 miles an hour on their modified 377 Electro stars.
Up to 100. Ooh.
Keep it going.
Not much to do. Just sit here, just the fossil fully open. Yeah. Not much.
But yeah, so these trains were introduced after a mass reorganisation in the Network South East area, which meant these trains were the first electric multiple units.
You're at the current world record. Let's let the thing go away.
Let's see how much faster you can go. About 3 miles
105, 106, about 3
miles an hour faster. So yeah, these were the first electric multiple units to reach Weymouth, and were almost exclusively used on that route. So yeah, and then in 2006, they were withdrawn, or 2006 and 2007, they were withdrawn from South West Trains and refurbished, coming onto the Gatwick Express route and replacing the class of 460s in doing so. There are currently 24 of these trains in service, but with Gatwick Express, you operate, as I said, the quarter-hourly service to Gatwick with extensions to Brighton, such as this one. So the 460s, which they replaced, were then cascaded back to South West Trains, who used them in conjunction with their Class 458s to make new, longer trains. And unfortunately got rid of the so-called Darth Vader fronts of the 460s, which I really liked. I miss now.
So we are now at 107 miles an hour flying through Bergs Hill. Oh, normal line speed applies, entering into Hassocks. Enjoying no more than 90. So we have to return by Hassocks, okay. Wow, we are going so fast. This is the fastest no one ever's gone. Oh, no, and we're not chasing aspects anymore because that Electro star, which was going ahead of us, is gone now. So we don't have to imagine world speed record just chasing aspects.
Yeah, that would be a very efficient scenario.
No.
In terms of South of Gatwick Airport. As I said earlier, this train is now technically southern in terms of operators, and they do tend to stop at several stations, not just Preston Park, as with this scenario.
So as I know, just get to make sure it's this cab layout is very much like a 455 in the fact that you got your power lever with 4 settings, AWS horn in the middle, you know, you got your air brakes, and you got your brake on the left hand side here. However, this one's slightly less, it's slightly different from the 455 braking system. But I don't know whether I prefer it. Right, we're down to 90 then, so we're coming into half stocks now. See, oh, there goes the Electro start at the back. What else is there? Did the windows go down? Oh, nice work, you resolved your assessment. Yeah, whatever. What else is there in the cab? There's nothing on this side. Did we do the lights? The lights. Got just marker lights. You got the tail lights, day, just marker, and this is night, but we're on day, so have it on. Oh no, have it on day. Let's see here. It's tail, day. There we go. It's quite a nice train to drive. I don't know if you tell us in the comments if you like this train or not. Don't mind about the kind of route. This is not how the route looks usually. I've just had to lower my specifications somewhat to make it work properly, because my computer really can't handle the London to Brighton route for some reason. It's fine with like the GEML of similar detail, but for some reason it just can't do this one. It's literally like on 14 frames per second all the time.
If we have a look at the cab inside this train, it's interesting to note how many modifications have been made since their introduction in 1988. On the left we've got the sander, and then the red buttons in the centre of the cab are to enable driver-only operation. And then obviously there's a fan, there's communication systems, so everything has been very much improved, but somewhat bolted on to the existing infrastructure of the train.
We're going 90.9. So, oh no! Ooh! Oh dear!
-4.
It's like going like 0.2 over the speed limit. It's ridiculous. Oh, right, we're on our coming into Preston Park now. But I remember from yesteryear when these trains used to run the trains down to Weymouth. I remember they've somewhat copied the sounds. They have a very like distinctive sound. They're like a deeper kind of whine than the 455s, because the 455s look like this squeal, like the 442s are like. So it's a train scheme made to completely ignore that. Obviously, they're the worst thing they're ever on, really. Right, we're down to 75, so now we have to go really slow until Preston Park. Got any more specifications you'd like to enlighten us with?
Well, just give me a second, I'm sure I can find some.
It's quite a nice scenario, I have to say. It's probably not worth the ridiculous amount of $11.99. It's really not. I mean, I'd say $4.99. Oh, chasing aspects, brilliant. We like a bit of that. We do indeed. Yes, we're chasing aspects again. Woo!
So another insight into James's life. This is what he lives for. Anyway, you may recall earlier I mentioned that these trains, a little bit of speeding there, that these trains share a body shell with the Mark III carriage. And beyond 2016, these trains will no longer operate the Gatwick Express route. They're going to be replaced by Class 3 87 Electro stars, which means that as far as these trains' future is concerned, it's currently quite uncertain. But one proposal has been to put 43s on either end and simply make these modified HST.
Oh my god!
I don't know. I can't.
All right, we are actually coming into Preston Park now. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's really slow down now.
Another proposal has been to give them a similar fate to the Class 319s, which have been recently transferred to, or some of which have been recently transferred to Northern Rail. I kind of feel sorry for Northern Rail. They seem to be getting all of the cast-offs that London seem to give them.
So by way of addition, a kind of addition to Train Simulator, I find this train is a really good addition to the Train Simulator kind of lineup. What do you think?
I've kind of got mixed feelings about this train. Obviously, I really like it as a train, but I think they're just it's kind of rushed train in the sense that they haven't managed to get the interior right.
No.
And obviously they're being retired next year, so this is very soon going to become an obsolete train as far as Gatwick Express is concerned. So I think they would have benefited a lot from perhaps releasing it earlier and definitely sorting out the interior.
Yeah.
But I do very much like it as a train. I do hope they.
And
I'm sure someone's going to bring out Southwest Trains reskins.
Oh,
Get transferred anywhere else than other reskins. So I think this train definitely.
It's already a northern reskin for the 319. I mean, like, seriously, already.
Yeah.
It's only been there since early March, 7th of March they were first introduced there. Right, coming into Preston Park now, I must make sure I stop bang on the 12 car mark, because as Ollie said, they stop at the 12 car mark. Right, let's just get down.
So Preston Park is the penultimate station on the London to Brighton route, so we'll stop here and then at Brighton, which is the next stop. We're going to pass through the depot, which at Brighton, which was in the news quite recently, as a train derailed there, which caused massive disruption to the London to Brighton main line and a deficiency of trains on the route, so a lot of overcrowding. But they have since rectified that. But I think, further to what I just said, it is definitely a good addition to the London to Brighton main line in the sense that we've now got the 377s in both deliveries, First Capital Connect and Southern.
Which is out of date.
Which is out of date now, but there are reskins, I think. There are also the Class 319, there are reskins for the 455, and so on. And then the 442, for the present day at least, kind of wraps up the whole the whole set of trains that operate on this line.
Yeah. So, oh, right, doors are closing. Stand clear. It's like the final doors. Oh no, there's some doors at the back as well. Brilliant. They remind me of the 319 kind of brakes. Doors, I mean. Yeah. Right. Brakes off.
So we're now going to come into Brighton, which is at the moment quite a busy station. This route is one of the most overcrowded in the UK, hence the 729's most infamous timetable, or the most abstract. The 729 probably has the most abstract view to timetabling in the whole of the rail network. So at the moment, I think this is going to be it in terms of trains for the south, for the London to Brighton.
They can't add any more, can they?
Until Thameslink in 2016-2017 start introducing their new Class 700s, which I'm very excited about.
Yes, could we get them at Wimbledon? We get them at Wimbledon, oh my gosh. We actually get a new train at our station for the first time in like 20 years.
Well, although they're building a new Tramlink platform at Wimbledon.
Oh yeah.
That is the only exciting thing happening at Wimbledon.
Tramlink, it's like that most uninteresting thing.
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay, for some reason we have a single yellow coming into Brighton now, because that would mean that the next signal would be red, but that shouldn't really be the case. I'm gonna have a look, because it sometimes just warns you, and it's a bit annoying because you slow down for the next signal is red, and it actually is red. Okay. Signal seems to be red against us as we come into Brighton then.
Well, that's not really nice. Oh, there's a digger there. That's a new thing. They have really upped their game in terms of scenery. They have. Oh god, we were looking at the Great Western Main Line earlier, and it's just interesting to see how things have advanced since then. Another interesting point, further to the future of the Class 442s, one suggestion is, although this has kind of been become less likely now, but there is proposals to transfer these to the Gatwick Express franchise as they begin to introduce overhead wires. The only problem with this is, if you look at the 442 that's currently passing us on the right, there is no cavity for a pantograph, so that would require plenty of modification to send it anywhere other than the DC rail network.
Which they're kind of introducing quite a lot of trains now for, and they don't really need like old and new trains to kind of go on us to make sure we aren't good denied. Come on, what are we waiting for? I hope it doesn't do this glitch thing where you have to wait outside Brighton for ages. It says 20. Oh my god. It says 2 minutes until we get into Brighton, and Brighton's only here, so I'm guessing we're going to have to wait for ages. Oh, no, I don't want to wait. Ah, I've just stopped the recording there for a second, and it seems this is the train which is stopping us, this open-doored Electro Star. Oh, it's just closed. And here it comes, slowly creeping out of Brighton. Here it comes. Right, here it comes. Oh, the doors are still open on some of the trains. Oh my god.
I know there are glitches like that when if you see the doors closing on the outside, and then you go into the cab, you hear them closing again, and things like that.
Yeah.
It's quite awkward.
Let's just make sure our signal doesn't clear. As the Electro Star passes, should be off the line now. So make sure we don't clear it ourselves. Come on, get through. We're due in 1 minute now, so it probably should clear now. Come on. This is such London Brighton mainline signalling. Ah, there we go.
Clearing to platform 6 at Brighton.
I love the acceleration of this train. It's kind of like a nice smooth start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally allowed into London Brighton. Brilliant. We actually finished it. Oh, it felt like such a long scenario. I don't know why.
Yeah, it should be a reasonably short one.
Yeah. It felt like really long. I don't know, because it's like Brighton is quite a long way away. I know. Oh. We are now arriving at London Brighton as the destination indicator indicates. Are we going straight into that one? Oh, I love it when you go straight into your platform. Oh, it's brilliant. If we turn into where that Electro Star is and we crash, I'll get annoyed. Oh, and I remember you sometimes get a 15 limit as you come into the platform, so I'm going to make sure you don't get killed by that. It does.
Yeah, you're so well points-wise this so far, so...
Well, like...
Compared to last time, we got minus 7,000 points. I think that this in the description it says this was a record-breaking scenario. It didn't really say speed or points.
No. Well, it hasn't killed me at all, so we're just gonna come in quite fast at Brighton here. Wow, this is really quite fast actually. Let's just make sure we don't crash. Here we go, finally arriving. We hope you passengers have enjoyed your journey here with us at Gatwick Airport. There we go. That's nice brake squeal as we come to an end, and the doors are open.
So, I think we're going to wrap up this scenario once the doors close. Just one thing I probably ought to say, look out for another video which we're going to be uploading in the next few days. Which is going to be Settle to Carlisle route. We've managed to upload these out of sync. So this is actually my second video. Settle to Carlisle is my first, as will become apparent. So just watch out for that video coming in the next few days.
That's the end. That was the Class 442 Gatwick Express livery new for Train Simulator. We hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. Congratulations, your results have been assessed and you're ready and are ready for you. First message to see your maximum speed is going to be 108, isn't it? We all know that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it actually gives you a quite...
Pointer.
Oh wow.
And on that note, thanks for watching and goodbye.